And thank you for joining us here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, for Spirit Pro Wrestling. It is a cool Friday night here tonight at the SAP Center in San Jose, California. We've got a stacked card for you here tonight, and for those newer members joining us, we thank you for joining the Spirit Pro Wrestling universe. And we, of course, have got two big matchups for the world titles of the men's and the women's division. And we're going to kick things off here with the World Tag Team Championships.
The following is a tag team match set for one fall and is for the WWE Tag Team and WWE World Tag Team Championships. Introducing the challengers. First, from Cincinnati, Ohio, weighing in at 223 pounds, Lexis.
And tonight they have got a pretty big mountain to climb, as he and Logan Paul have been talking trash to the champions, and they said, you know what? We're tired of you guys running your mouths. We're just gonna beat the crap out of you tonight.
And his partner from Cleveland, Ohio, weighing in at 205 pounds, Logan.
And what's interesting about this is that this is not the first time that Logan Paul has competed in a championship match. If you remember back in August, he was actually involved in the Fatal 4-Way match for the United States Championship when he fought Carmelo Hayes, the current and then champion, and then as well as Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Since then, he's aligned himself with Lexis King, and I mean, I really don't want to say it, but Logan Paul has been passed around with many tag team partners throughout his time here in Spirit Pro Wrestling, and tonight he is looking to pull off the biggest shocker of the year, as he is looking to defeat the Viking Raiders to become the tag team champions and to win the titles.
Accompanied by Valhalla at a combined weight of 552 pounds, the WWE Tag Team Champions and the WWE World Tag Team Champions, Ivar and Erik, the Viking Raiders.
And of course, they have held the championships since Gold Rush, which was actually probably around 2 years ago at this point. They have dominated the tag team division. They are on the route to WrestleMania. We know the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic is going to be coming up very soon, and this would mark possibly the second year in a row that the Viking Raiders will get to watch from the sidelines as all 16 teams compete for the opportunity to just challenge them, to just even get a title opportunity against them at WrestleMania. See the referee there holding the respective tag team championships. They were merged into one back at SummerSlam when they defeated Schism, the then World Tag Team Champions at the time. The bell rings, the match is underway, and like I said, our match card currently here tonight will feature several championship bouts, as we've got a non-title match, or an exhibition match, between Ilja Dragunov and JD McDonagh taking place later tonight. And then we've got as well the women's tag team champion, not the women's tag team, sorry, the women's United States Championship on the line. Roxanne Perez defends her title for the first time against Tiffany Stratton with Ludwig in her corner. I don't know what kind of antics they're going to get themselves into. And then you've got the diabolical steel cage match. AJ Styles and Andrade set to settle the score inside the squared steel circle. And then the women's championship on the line as Bayley defends against the winner of the Women's Royal Rumble, Charlotte Flair. She had made her statement known that she didn't want to wait until WrestleMania to get her title shot, and she managed to pull some strings backstage, and she managed to get the title match tonight, which leaves the Women's World Championship picture at WrestleMania up for question. And then, of course, our main event, the men's world title, Finn Balor defending against the Intercontinental Champion, Damian Priest, who will, after tonight, no longer be the Intercontinental Champion, as he will vacate his title and evoke his options to pretty much vacate the Intercontinental Championship to get a World Championship matchup. He is looking to go high risk, high reward for this matchup tonight. But as we focus back on the action here inside the ring, we've got Erik, or Ivar. I don't know why I keep getting both of them confused, but they go for the double team here. Erik and Ivar now focusing their attention onto Logan Paul. Just those vicious knees taking place there. And grabbing the leg, and my goodness, just dragging Logan Paul's carcass across the ring here. And now looking to bench press him. They're slamming onto the mat, goes for the cover, looks to finish this thing early off, and it's a kick out though by the Maverick. A nice collar and elbow tie up here. Logan Paul slamming him back down on the floor. And of course, we would like to let you know, I mean, we've seen Spirit Pro Wrestling has been blowing up in popularity recently, especially when we got about like more than 1,000 views on BCW Ultraviolet. And I really want to thank everybody that tuned in for that show and continues to watch it and continues to support us on TikTok. Honestly, I mean, I didn't really think it would get to this point. I mean, I've been doing Universe for, you know, maybe a couple of years, but I was really off camera for the longest time. But I'm glad to know that you guys are, you know, fully appreciating the series. And right now we focus back in the ring, though. Ivar managed to get out of it into that DDT onto Lexis King. And the last time that Lexis King was in a matchup that didn't, the last time we saw Lexis King was at the Royal Rumble when he was the #1 entrant. He actually pulled off a huge upset elimination by taking out Roman Reigns. And then the last time he was in a sanctioned matchup was at Over the Limit back in, I believe it was May or June, that he actually took out, well, he faced off against Dragon Lee at that time. But that was when we had just merged to 2K25. Ivar, you see there, he hits the elbow onto the challenger, Lexis King. Lexis knows so much about the industry. He has grown up in this business as he is the son of the late, great Brian Pillman. You see already Valhalla is trying to just cause as much distractions as possible. And Logan Paul tried to go for an attack there, I guess, but it did not work out so well in his favor. As Ivar and Erik, oh my god, I need to stop confusing both of them. But he goes for that attack there with the clothesline and just gonna make Logan Paul suffocate with probably a size 13 boot in Erik. Goes for the cover now. Is this it? Instead, we get a kick out from the challenger. Could you imagine Logan Paul and Lexis King daunting the WrestleMania plans and possibly winning the titles? We know that Logan and Lexis have already confirmed and said that they have got their eyes on the Dusty Rhodes Classic. If they win tonight, what could that mean for their entry? My guess is that they probably will vacate their spot in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. But the Viking Raiders, they went up against the winners of last year's tournament in Diamond Mines, Julius and Brutus Creed. And the Creed brothers, unfortunately, were unsuccessful in defeating the champions. And Erik and Ivar are looking to rain on that parade again this year as we head to Las Vegas. Logan Paul gets Erik back up to his feet into a running knee there. Goes for the cover, though. Is this set? Logan Paul looking to use his tactics to win the matchup, and it's a kick out, though, by the champion. Goes for another collar and elbow, and it seems there Logan Paul tried to Irish whip him into the corner here, and he grabs him and slams him. And for a suplex of some sort, makes the tag into his partner Ivar. The bigger man in this matchup Do not underestimate his size, as he can move just as quickly as a cruiserweight can, or a light heavyweight. Grabs him up by the shoulders, looking to decide here what he wants to do in this route. And plants him down onto the mat. Spiked Logan's head, spiked his cranium on the mat, went for the cover, and Lexis King was going to make the save for his partner. You see Ivar already. It's great in-ring awareness that both of these men have. It's a reason why they've held the titles for this long, honestly. Logan Paul Irish whips him into the ropes, into that running clothesline, that lariat of some sort by Logan Paul, and it seems like Ivar a little bit desperate here to get the victory. Can he put him away in the roll-up, and a kick out though by Logan Paul? Ivar once again focusing his sight, focusing his attention onto the champion. Logan Paul goes for the frog splash from the second turnbuckle, goes for the cover. Here is the sit, and instead Erik's gonna make the save for his tag team partner. Once again, Erik and Valhalla, their job pretty much is to keep Logan distracted as much as possible. We saw that Valhalla cause the interference of throwing in that baseball bat earlier in the matchup. As Ivar goes for the cover once more, can he put him away? And instead it's another kick out. Like I said, we've got our tag team division has been one of the best divisions we have seen in quite a long time. We've got competitors and tag teams from Raw, SmackDown, and BCW that will be participating in the Dusty Rhodes Classic. As we head on to WrestleMania, as we are currently on the road for it, and Ivar just plants Logan Paul onto that corner, that middle turnbuckle. Goes for the punch there, goes for the slap instead. Logan Paul's going to counter once more. Irish whips him to the outside, and there goes Erik. And you see the gloating there by Logan Paul. No remorse whatsoever, but instead Erik is going to get a taste of... He's going to get some payback here onto Logan Paul and go for the attack. Irish whips him and instead gets it back inside. Logan Paul looking to springboard here, and he plants him. Brilliant and perfect execution by the challenger. Logan Paul, he's got to keep up this momentum. I mean, not a lot of people are the biggest fans of Logan Paul in this industry. But I mean, you can definitely say that he is willing to do anything he needs in order to be successful. And the first step to getting that on his resume here in pro wrestling is going to be to win the tag team titles, and instead Erik just completely took out both competitors here, as Erik sets him up possibly to finish him off and end the match for good. He's got him up onto his shoulders, into the powerbomb. Sit out powerbomb by Erik. Looked like he was trying to go for the cover there, but instead Lexis King, very aware of what was happening here, now goes for the cover. You see him. Brilliant in-ring awareness from Lexis King to put his elbows onto the face of his opponent, making it harder for them to even be aware and kick out. But of course, Erik is too smart for this, but there's a reason they're the champs. It looks like they might be setting up for the Ragnarok, though, and plants Lexis King down onto the mat. And Logan Paul, all he can really do right now is just watch on as Ivar looks to get a victory, but instead the Maverick is going to break up this count. Oh my God, though. And it seems like Ivar just completely furious of what Logan Paul tried to do here. It's really the case where you've got to take out the opposing member who is not tagged into the matchup. And now Erik focuses his sights. Another Ragnarok in effect, and they plant it. I don't think Lexis King is going to wake up now. Goes for the cover. Is this it? The champs retain, but instead it's a kick out though by Lexis King. You may underestimate the guy, but there is no doubt that he understands the wrestling business. He understands what it means to be successful in this business. And he is willing to take shortcuts and take any drastic measures necessary to win championship, or to win his first championship in his career here It's Spirit Pro Wrestling and went for that springboard clothesline, and it looked like it was a miscalculation there for a split second, but Erik had managed to still get a hit from that attack as Lexis goes for a neck breaker, swinging neck breaker it seemed there by the challenger. You see their opponents are already tired out. It doesn't seem like Erik's going to get back up on his feet anytime soon, and Logan Paul seems to be taking his time here. He's being patient in the matchup. Irish whips him into the ropes, and Logan Paul with another strong, stiff lariat goes for the cover here as Ivar's going to break it up once again. Just dominant champions that the Viking Raiders have been. They have gone through every single tag team you can think of in this division. They have gone through the likes of Schism, the Street Profits, the Good Brothers, Legado del Fantasma. At the time they were Legado del Fantasma, but now they're the LWO, and so many more teams that they have faced. So he's going to get him up into the corner here. And the Viking Raiders have stated the Dusty Classic is pretty much just going to be another walk in the park for them, because they're going to pretty much just dominate another team they've already faced before. And Erik gets back up though, and what a nice, brilliant execution there as Erik focuses again onto Logan Paul. You saw that roll out into the double knees there, and now plants him onto the mat. Cover is this set. Are the champions gonna retain? And it doesn't seem so. Logan Paul kicks out. Tag team wrestling indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Ivar setting up Logan Paul, but it seems like he's in trouble. He's already been bruised in the going of this matchup, and with the punch. Hit the punch there. Logan Paul, we know that he's got an advantage when it comes to that, as he's got some metal plates in his hand from his injuries before in the past. We're going to go for another elbow dropper. This time it's an elbow drop. Makes the tag to Lexis King, and now he's going to be the legal man in this. It's only a matter of what can they do to put away the champions. And right now, Lexis King just toying, just playing, just mocking his competition right now. They are not intimidated whatsoever by the champions. And I think that's the best mindset you can have in this. Don't see them as a threat. See them as somebody that you can defeat, and somebody, I mean, at the end of the day, every person has got a strength and a weakness. And the biggest thing that they need to do is find that weakness, and that is getting them singled out. You see there, Ivar is struggling a little bit when he is not in his corner for the advantage, and Logan Paul and Lexis King are very good at dissecting that away from people. It may be cocky, but that doesn't mean that they're not smart. And now just continues to just apply pressure to the fingers. We know that attacks to the fingers limits your moveset a lot, as you can't really lift up your opponents, which is the main thing that Ivar and Erik love to do in this thing, especially Ivar, since he is a bigger guy in this matchup, as he goes for, oh my god, it spiked them there. Cover now is this sit. Logan Paul, though, instead is going to eat the mat really quickly, and now he's stunning on the outside. Ivar, once again, has got Lexis King right where he wants him, and it looks to be the beginning of the end. Sets up the double team as the Ragnarok gets planted. Into the cover now. My Viking Raiders retain the titles.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are yours, and Ivar and Erik, the Viking Raiders.
Successful title defense from the Raiders, as now their next championship defense looks to be until WrestleMania, where they will face the winners of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. Congrats to the champs.
The following contest is a steel cage match. Making his way to the ring, representing the LWO from Gomez Palacio, Durango, Mexico, weighing in at 230 pounds, Andrade!
What a year Andrade has already had, and we haven't even hit March yet. Ever since he kicked out Santos Escobar from the LWO, seems like Andrade has completely took on a new mindset. Winning is no excuse, and failure is not an option when you are in the LWO. Andrade was the runner-up at the Royal Rumble match that took place last month before he was eliminated by the now Royal Rumble winner Braun Breaker. But could you imagine in the alternate timeline where Andrade wins the Rumble match and goes to WrestleMania? Well, he's got his sights set on getting there one way or another. But the first task that he's going to have to focus on is taking care of the man that he attacked at New Year's Revolution, and that's AJ Styles. Styles returning after a couple of weeks of being out of action from that vicious chair assault. There's nowhere to run and nowhere to hide for both of these men.
Georgia, weighing in at 218 pounds, the phenomenal AJ Styles!
Like I said before, the last time these two faced off against each other was at New Year's Revolution. You know, Styles and the OC have had their tension with the LWO recently. But tonight, Styles is looking to get his payback, looking to make his month a little bit more sweeter, as we know that candy and chocolates, flowers and chocolates are not what AJ Styles wants. But he wants a taste of revenge, and he's gonna get a sample of that when it comes to him taking on Andrade. We got the cage lowers, the match is underway, and immediately Andrade and Styles wasting no time whatsoever to go right after each other, as these two men just absolutely despise one another. Andrade looks to finish this matchup early as AJ Styles gets out of that roll-up. Another slap there by Andrade, goes for the attack of the legs. Just what a moveset that Andrade has, as you see there, go for the attack on Styles, but Styles was already stunned and didn't really get connected to it properly. And now the slap fest taking place. These two are not going to do any collar and elbow tie-ups. They're not going to do any chain wrestling. It's just a straight up fist fight. Pele kick there by AJ Styles. Can he already put him away here in the early going of this matchup as he gets Andrade back up to his feet? Steel cage rules were in effect as the LWO, Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde, unable to come into this matchup to interfere, as well as Styles and with Gallows and Anderson, as Andrade just got whiplashed onto that top rope. Irish whipping here on the outside though, and instead Styles is probably going to have to get some dental surgery after this one, as he just ate a wall full of a steel cage. Either the crowd just rooting for AJ Styles, not a lot of people have been very much the biggest fans of Andrade. You may like him or hate him, but you cannot underestimate that he is one hell of a performer. As you see, he's trying to take the easy way out, as people like to say, when it comes to these steel cage matches. He's trying to go outside of it to get the victory. Is the only way you can really win, is either pin or submit your opponent or just escape the cage altogether. And it seems like that's what AJ Styles is trying to do, but I guess he had second thoughts there. Andrade just completely dazed and unaware of everything. Oh my goodness, just got planted once again onto that cage. And now AJ Styles going to capitalize here, taking advantage. There is no rope breaks in this type of matchup. If you saw Andrade's foot there was on the rope, but it didn't do anything. He had to escape out of it. And Styles again focuses his attention on the leg. The more that he dissects the leg of his opponent, the more effective that his Styles splash, but his calf crusher is going to be. Planted him there, and a powerbomb onto the mat. Styles gets Andrade back up. Andrade hasn't had much offense in the going of this thing, but I may have spoken too soon, as he gets Styles again. Oh my God, just throws him onto that cage. You already see Alice. Oh my God. You see Andrade already busted open from this matchup. And Styles continues to bring the fight to him. He said it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you think you are. What matters at the end of the day is you are not better than AJ Styles. Goes for the cover here. Is this it? Andrade instead is going to kick out here. Styles in disbelief, but I mean, he's still got a little bit more he's got to do if he wants to finish him off. Gonna go for the dive here. Oh my God, and a splash there onto Andrade. Goes for the cover. Is this it? Instead, he's going to still keep fighting out of it. You would think that the LWO would at least want to be here on the outside or something to pretty much avoid it, but I mean, if either one of those teams come out for this matchup, I mean, it's pretty much an instant disqualification. They do interfere in the matchup. Andrade, brilliant athleticism by the Conquistador, by the man of 100 souls, as he likes to call himself. Finally of Andrade Cien Almas. And now sets him up once again, and I think that's got to be it. Styles, good night, as Andrade looks to get the win, but instead AJ Styles is going to continue to fight. It's going to take a lot more than that to defeat the former World Heavyweight Champion and former Men's World Champion in AJ Styles. He has held championships throughout his career. Andrade's looking for his first. You see him trying to escape the cage here. Styles goes for another attack. Multiple wounds onto Andrade, but he still manages to fight through. But now taking the top rope here. But he's just going to glaze and gloat a little bit here. Just making a mockery out of AJ Styles. And once again, trying to choke him out here, looking to finish him off by submission. Instead, Styles is going to again focus his attention onto the leg there of Andrade. Goes for another clothesline here, but this time he got caught in the ropes there. Styles gets him up to his feet once again, and now setting him up for a suplex, it seems, into the neck breaker. Brilliant combination there by the Phenomenal One. He watches on here. Andrade is just using any slight opportunity to catch his breath, but AJ Styles is not letting him. Andrade into the cover, and instead it's going to be another kick out. How much more could Styles really do? How much could he really implement for damage when it comes to Andrade? Now it seems Andrade, my goodness, just grabbed AJ's leg and pressed it onto that cage. And Styles, though, his leg seems to still be working fine as he goes right after him. And he picks him up onto his shoulders, setting up the Ushigurushi, as he likes to say it. Learned it back in his days in Japan, in New Japan Pro Wrestling. And that focuses once again onto Andrade. He seems to be in trouble here with that pile driver. And now it doesn't seem like Andrade's going to last very long. Styles looks to drag his carcass across the ring here. Irish whip into a great execution here into the Styles Clash. Caught him in midair and planted him into the cover. Styles looking to get the final laugh, and he does.
Here is your winner, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
What a victory tonight by the Phenomenal One. It's how he can set his focus on WrestleMania now that Andrade is out of the picture for him. Some can argue that this is south and over. I don't know if JD McDonagh is going to survive the wrath of this man right here. The Mad Dragon. The Russian roulette, as I just called him right now. Ilja Dragunov.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Moscow, Russia, weighing in at 187 pounds, Ilja Dragunov.
You know, him and JD McDonagh were both involved in the men's Royal Rumble match last month. As Dragunov sets his focus tonight, had just been completely humiliated and pretty much just JD McDonagh trying to find any way to rage bait Ilja as much as possible. And he said, you know what? Let's settle this one-on-one. I'll face you at Valentine's Day Massacre. And after that matchup happens, we're going to have to stretch his body out of the arena. Ilja Dragunov. Such a dangerous competitor. He wrestles and he fights out there like his life depends on it. Like his parents, not his parents, but well, it could be his parents. Like his parents, like his wife, like his kids are in danger, are held for ransom. And Ilja just trains like crazy.
His opponent from Bray, County Wicklow, Ireland, weighing in at 180 pounds, JD McDonagh.
And what's an interesting fact about this matchup, this is actually the first time that JD McDonagh, well, not the first time, but the last time that he has competed here on a premium live event was at WrestleMania 5 earlier last year, when he was involved in the Intercontinental Championship ladder match. That was at the time that he had lost the title to Randy Orton. I believe at last year's St. Valentine's Day Massacre, he had defended the championship against Randy Orton. Had to fact check this really quickly, but yes, that is true. JD McDonagh lost the Intercontinental title at this exact event last year in February. Tonight, he's looking to just inflict pain. And if he can get back on the championship hunt, then that's what he's going to do. With a bell rings, the match is underway, and immediately these two men, I guess not wasting any time with each other at all either, as Ilja Dragunov just wanted to get his hands already on the Irish Ace. Oh my God, I'm just butchering my words today. The double stop there by the Irish Ace is what I meant to say. And my God, though, the double knees went for that moonsault, and he caught Ilja right in the nose. My goodness. JD McDonagh, there is no underestimating this man. And now they go up into some classic good old chain wrestling. Ilja Dragunov has never won any championship in his career, but JD McDonagh, on the other hand, he's had some success for his, as he was the Intercontinental Champion last year, and I believe he had, I don't remember how long he held the title for, but he was definitely a prominent defending champion. He had held the title. He's actually the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion in Spirit Pro Wrestling history at 252 days, until he did eventually end up losing the title to Drew McIntyre. Or, sorry, he lost to Randy Orton at St. Valentine's Day Massacre. I don't know why I butchered my words. He won the title. He beat Drew McIntyre for the Intercontinental title. But Ilja Dragunov, speaking of Intercontinental titles, I'm saying that word so much, but I mean, he's had his shots before in the past, but has been unsuccessful in doing so, and that is his biggest hunt so far. But now that Damian Priest is vacating the championship after his matchup, that opportunity could open up once again for the Mad Dragon, and a kick out though by JD McDonagh. Vicious slaps there. Another stiff clothesline to the back. Looking to break his neck there, and goes for the kick out. When you are a competitor like JD McDonagh, just willing to do anything you need to do, just so diabolical, so cunning, just any means necessary. He will take apart any limbs as possible. Get this referee's ass out of the way as Ilja Dragunov looks to get out of it here. Ilja is such a brilliant technician as well, but he can strike, he can go, he can knock you out with just using one single limb of his body to do so. And JD McDonagh here, you see that he's either a little bit more wary, or he's just trying to conserve as much energy as he possibly can. Cranks the neck there of his opponent, JD McDonagh. Like I said, still to come tonight, we've still got the Women's United States title on the line between Roxanne Perez and Tiffany Stratton, as well as Bayley defending the Women's World title against Charlotte Flair, the Royal Rumble winner. Goes for the roll-up here. Could JD McDonagh put him away here early? And it's a kick out, though, by Ilja. In our main event tonight, Damian Priest vacating his Intercontinental Championship as he takes on Finn Balor, the current Men's World Champion. Every single one of these competitors right now just trying to carve their path into WrestleMania as much as they can. As you see there, Ilja Dragunov got placed into a submission on the outside by JD McDonagh, but it doesn't really matter if Ilja taps or not, because he's got to tap him out inside the ring if he wants to inflict, if he wants to get a definitive outcome. And JD McDonagh looks to fly here tonight, and he hit the double stomp onto Dragunov. I don't think Ilja is in a very good space right now at this time. JD McDonagh just capitalizing on the weakened opponent. Goes for the cover here. And it's a kick out though by Dragunov. Crowd watching on just these two right now as JD McDonagh hits him with a headbutt. What a move here by JD McDonagh. Cover now is this, and it's a very close near fall by the Mad Dragon. He is still managing to fight through. I can probably see smoke coming out of his ears right now from just how stubborn Ilja Dragunov is and how he does not want to stay down whatsoever. But JD McDonagh, he doesn't care about that. He just wants to inflict pain. He wants to cause suffering. That's all that JD McDonagh is going to get from this match. Into that powerbomb though. Just getting as much damage to every single part of his body as he possibly can. Goes for the attack there, but it seemed like he had miscalculated there. As Ilja back up and realizing what's happening in the ring here, setting him up for a power bomb as he plants him. And I don't think JD McDonagh's in a good place right now. Oh my goodness. That's got to be it. The cover now. Is this it? McDonagh in trouble, but instead he's going to kick out. You're going to crank the neck here, though. We're going to crank the leg. Inflict as much damage as possible onto JD McDonagh, but still Ilja, you see a strength being showcased as JD McDonagh managed to get out of it from just lifting his own body weight. Goes for the cover. Now is this it? Can he put him away early? And instead it's another reversal. Ilja looking to get the victory, and a kick out though by JD McDonagh. Now Ilja once again planting him onto the mat. And a kick out though. What can you really do in this instance? These two men just absolutely destroying as much as they possibly can. Maybe if he hits another torpedo Moscow, could possibly finish him off here as the Czar gets him there with that attack. Goes for the cover now. Is this it? Can he finish it off? And it's instead a kick out here by McDonagh once more. I don't really know what you can really do in this instance. But with McDonagh, he's already hit the Devlin side earlier in the matchup. And Dragunov, though, tried to go for the attack when nobody was home. And now McDonagh is looking to fly up to the top rope here. And what has he got in mind here? He's calling for Ilja Dragunov to fly. And he hits him with that flying clothesline. Instead, Dragunov looks that he went for a possum pin here. Can he finish him off into the cover? And it's a kick out though. Once again. Ilja Dragunov again try to go for the attack on the knee. McDonagh counters. Went for the attack, but instead Ilja countered, and now it's just a back and forth between both of these competitors. So he gets him up to his feet, another stiff punch, and now back to just a straight up fist fight. Kick there by Dragunov. JD McDonagh stunned in the corner over there, and Dragunov though is going to plant him with that power bomb. Oh, goodness though, and he just hit the H bomb onto McDonagh, and I don't think he's done yet. Another H bomb onto him. That one busted him open. I don't think JD McDonagh is in a get out of it. And my intentions were correct. Dragunov with the win.
Here is your winner, Ilja Dragunov.
Puts him away for good, and now Dragunov can focus his sights once again on the important business at hand. And that is possibly some championship gold.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE Women's United States Championship.
It's Tiffy time.
Tonight, Miss Tiffany Stratton, her agenda tonight is going to be to win some championship gold. The last time she was in a championship match was at Money in the Bank when she took on Rhea Ripley, the then women's champion at the time. Since then, Tiffany Stratton, she hasn't had much success so far recently, but now Ludwig Kaiser spoke with our backstage officials, managed to pull some strings to get his advocate, Tiffany Stratton, to get the U.S. title match tonight, as Roxanne makes her first appearance. And it was a mountain to climb for Roxanne Perez as well, for her to finally capture her first championship in Spirit Pro Wrestling. We know that she was involved in the women's world title picture at WrestleMania last year. She was looking to possibly get into the world title picture again this year, but ended up short at the Royal Rumble match. She's got the United States Championship around her waist. Her first title here in WWE. Spirit Pro Wrestling, it's either one, it really doesn't matter. Makes her first title defense, and she has only held the title for about a month so far when she defeated Bianca.
Introducing the challenger. From Prior Lake, Minnesota, Tiffany Stratton. And her opponent, from Laredo, Texas, the WWE Women's United States Champion, Roxanne Perez.
We know based off of our analytics that we post on our TikTok, on our TikTok, we know Tiffany Stratton is a favorite to walk out of here tonight with the women's title. There's an interesting stat that we've seen there. Now it looks like the bell rings, the match is underway, and Tiffany Stratton already just going to go to the outside and going to just pace herself. She's going to play this game her way. She's going to pace the matchup around her scheduling. Ludwig Kaiser, you see him there, just that caused a distraction, but instead it seemed like Roxanne caught Tiffany just in the nick of time so she can attack her on the outside. And if anything, I think Tiffany doesn't really have a champion's advantage. Tiffany is just trying to infuriate and just rage bait Roxanne as much as possible so that she could get an advantage in the matchup and capitalize whenever she is the most distracted. That's the kind of competitor that Tiffany Stratton is. Then Roxanne Perez, she fights with her heart. She fights with spirit. And she is not afraid to take a woman on in a fight. Seems we're in the slow going of this matchup. Roxanne get back in the ring here. Tiffany Stratton, though, looks to finish this matchup already off early. Do we have a new champion? And it's a kick out as Roxanne goes for the roll-up here. Another execution. Tiffany into the bridge, though. What strength by the challenger. Rolls her up here. Tiffany Stratton instead does not get the pinfall there by the champion. Roxanne Perez, you see that the referee is fixing the corner over there, that turnbuckle, as Ludwig Kaiser removed it earlier in the going of this thing. I didn't even notice that he did it. That's the thing that's crazy about it. Ludwig Kaiser, just very smart. And his advocate, Tiffany Stratton, and Roxanne Perez looks to fly as she gets the double knees onto the challenger. Drop kicks her once again, looking to straighten her back out possibly. She gets her possibly inside the ring here. Irish whips her back in. And now Roxanne can focus her attention again onto inflicting some damage, getting as much hits as she possibly can to put away the challenger. Tiffany Stratton, though, not going down without a fight. She's not going down so easily as she grabs a handful of hair and is just going to gloat to the crowd here. You hear the roaring of boos across the SUP Center. here in San Jose, California. We have, of course, the San Jose native and Bayley, who's defending the championship tonight. It's going to be a lot of pressure for her as well later on tonight. Goes for the cover now. Is this it? Ludwig Kaiser, what the hell is his problem? Ludwig Kaiser just pulled the referee out of the ring, and now he's just finding any reason to argue and pretty much just get Tiffany as much time as she can to get out of it. And that didn't last very long. I think Tiffany Stratton would have already lost there, and Roxanne would have still been champion. But you've got people like Ludwig Kaiser who are out here trying to cause a distraction and ruin the moment of these two great competitors. Goes for the cover now. Is this it? Tiffany Stratton with a kick out though. Roxanne Perez again. She's got Tiffany up right where she needs her to set up for pop rocks, but instead Tiffany Stratton manages to counter. With another attack here, just vicious assault. She even manages to hit the prettiest moonsault. That'd be a huge advantage for the challenger. Tiffany gets her back into the corner here. Still stiff forearm there by the challenger. He's again using that turnbuckle, that corner to her advantage. Now you hear her firing up the crowd here. Those few seconds of gloating, though, almost cost Tiffany Stratton there for a mere second. She's going for the cartwheel here. Now presses her down, though. That Alabama slam goes for the cover. Roxanne, though, is going to still fight out of it. And if Roxanne even manages to hit the Russian leg sweep or crossface, sets up for the pop rocks. Tiffany Stratton again, Irish whips her to the outside, looking to put her away out here. Instead, drag her back in. I guess she decided another instance where now the referee goes for the cover here. Ludwig Kaiser again, distracting the referee and pulling her out. What the hell is his problem? Tiffany Stratton could have already lost this matchup multiple times, but the referee keeps getting sidetracked. And now she's had enough. Ludwig Kaiser is now ejected from ringside, and if he even thinks about coming back out here, Tiffany Stratton's going to be disqualified, and she wouldn't have an opportunity to win the championship, which is what their goal is for this match. It's Tiffany back up to her feet. Roxanne in trouble here in the corner as Tiffany Stratton lands the attack here as she heads up to the top. Elbow drop though on the outfield. Not the outfield, but Roxanne goes for the punch here. Now focuses her attention onto the Russian leg sweep there. I believe so there by Roxanne Perez. Tiffany counters once again. Once Roxanne grabs her arm and just throws her onto the mat here. And Tiffany Stratton once again with a nice double knees drop kick there by the challenger. Just makes it look perfect. Tiffany Stratton trying to go for an elbow here. Now looking to finish her off with it seemed to be the prettiest moonsault ever, but I don't think that was the case. Cover now. Is this it? Roxanne instead is going to still fight out of it. And Tiffany cannot get too frustrated in this thing so far. She's got to continue to bring the fight here, and Roxanne is going to do just that, as now we've got a slap fest between the two. And a stiff drop kick there by the champion. And now Roxanne Perez looking to set her up. And you know what's coming here. Tiffany eats the pop rocks as Roxanne goes for the cover. Is this it? But instead it's a kick out by Miss Tiffy time. Women's wrestling indeed, ladies and gentlemen. One of the best divisions we have seen to come out of pro wrestling here tonight. Some of the most talented women to ever come across this industry. And Tiffany Stratton is looking to be one of those names on the record list, on the record books, as she hit that sit-out powerbomb. And now Tiffany goes for the cover here. Is this it? Can she claim the championship? But instead, Roxanne's going to counter. If you're Tiffany at this point, Ludwig's not able to help her in this matchup. So now she's taking any drastic measures that she possibly can take to win the matchup. And what a spinning clothesline there by Tiffany Stratton. Roxanne Perez might be in trouble here. Another Alabama slam. Tiffany Stratton. Irish rips the champion in the corner. But Roxanne is going to still fight out of it. Still going to keep going. Tiffany Stratton in trouble. Gets a pop rock cover now. Is this it? Roxanne retaining the title, and instead Tiffany Stratton continues to fight here. What the? Rhea Ripley. We haven't seen Ripley in quite some time, but how would she be out here? Oh my goodness, Rhea Ripley though. The referee's distracted. They don't see what's happening. Ripley just hit the riptide onto the champion. We haven't seen Rhea Ripley since the Rumble. But she said, I don't know what the hell the problem is here, but Tiffany Stratton, I believe she just hit the previous corkscrew. And now Tiffany Stratton wins her first championship in Spirit Pro Wrestling.
Here is your winner, and new WWE Women's United States Champion, Tiffany Stratton.
Even with all the distractions that happened ringside, with Ludwig being ejected, Rhea Ripley causing an attack onto Roxanne Perez. I don't know what her problem was with that. And Tiffany, the ultimate opportunist, seizes it and now wins her first championship in Spirit Pro Wrestling. Congratulations to Tiffany Stratton, your new United States champion.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE Women's World and WWE Women's Championships.
And tonight, Charlotte Flair is not coming alone. She is here with the Queen's Court, her Queen's Court, Sonya Deville and Tamina, who have also had success of their own since they joined the group a couple of months ago, when they had captured the Women's Tag Team Championships. The same title that Charlotte Flair has held before in the past, with her former partner Bayley. There's a long story between these two. We thought we'd see the match at WrestleMania, but I guess that is not the case. Charlotte Flair evoked her opportunity. She said, I don't want to wait till WrestleMania. I am going to cash in my opportunity to face Bayley at Valentine's Day Massacre. And she's looking to take any means necessary to win the title from her and ruin her parade. Bayley, your double champ, the champ, as she likes to call it. It is unified into one, the women's world title on the line. It didn't take very long as Bayley made a successful title defense at the Royal Rumble when she defeated Bianca Belair. And tonight she holds the championship for about a month now. Tonight she's got the biggest challenge of her career as she finally
introducing the challenger
faces Charlotte one-on-one.
From the Queen City, Charlotte Flair. And her opponent from San Jose, California, the WWE Women's World Champion and the WWE Women's Champion, Bayley.
So much history between the two. But tonight, we will find out who is the definitive women's champion. The bell rings, the match is underway, and immediately Charlotte tried to go for the clothesline there onto Bayley, and instead she managed to get out of it here and goes for an immediate attack on the leg there onto Charlotte Flair. And Bayley wants to get another collar and elbow tie up from these two competitors. Charlotte, it's the first time we've seen a competitor not want to get the title match at WrestleMania, which was interesting that Charlotte made that decision. And I didn't even think it was possible, but I mean, the contract does state you get the opportunity at WrestleMania within the WrestleMania timeline. I mean, you would think that she would win a championship match at the biggest show of the year, but I guess her plan is that she wants to walk into WrestleMania as the champion. I mean, I don't blame her. It's been definitely a moment of the past, especially in the G1 where Yosuke Takeshita won the G1 climax, and he didn't want to wait till Wrestle Kingdom to face Zack Sabre Jr. I guess he just ended up facing him within the timeline and had him walk in as champion. I know, it's crazy. It's a New Japan reference in Spur Pro Wrestling. But right now, another collar and elbow tie up here. Charlotte Flair is continuing to dissect her opponent as much as possible. She has explained many times in the past that these two have come up together. They have grown here together in the industry, but Charlotte has always been the one with the most success compared to Bayley. That Bayley will always live in her shadow, as she likes to say. And now Charlotte Flair looking to choke out Bayley here. Can she finish her off already early in this thing? But she manages to escape. Slap in the face there. Charlotte Flair just inflicting as much damage as possible to the role model, as she likes to call herself. Likes to be the vision of being a role model to so many people here. And now you see that the Queen's Court are now just putting their hands onto Bayley, trying to make Charlotte Flair's job easier in defeating her. And you see that Tamina already is getting kicked out of this matchup, and Sonya Deville is just going to play dumb. What? And now Sonya Deville's out of it too, but the referee just completely ignoring the fact that Bayley just got taken out over there on the outside. Goes for the cover now. Is this sick? Can she put her away here? Into the cover. It's a kick out though by the champion. I mean, it really puts WrestleMania up at stake since Charlotte Flair is getting the Rumble match victory here. Tonight sets up for that clothesline into the cover. Is this it? Bayley's gonna still fight out of it. It's really up to the point of how much can Bayley endure right now as Charlotte Flair looks to set her up for the figure eight. Can she connect it here? She's got the bridge in, and now Bayley's in trouble. Bayley now trying to escape, and she manages to do so, and Charlotte Flair's out of it. And now grabs the arm here, and now Bayley sets up for the arm bar. Charlotte Flair in trouble. She could tap out here tonight and retain the championship. Flair's gonna still keep fighting. I see her grabbing onto her arm there. I mean, it's already done some damage to the champion, and now they're gonna engage just an all-out fight right now. Stiff forearm by Charlotte. Yeah, the roaring of the crowd here is just showering with boos by the Queen. And now Charlotte Flair just took those few seconds that Bayley could not capitalize. Charlotte completely aware of the fact that Bayley has never defeated her, and she's using that to her advantage here, using the figure eight onto the champion. Bayley in trouble, but it seems like she tapped out. Charlotte Flair just won the title.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your and Charlotte Flair.
Charlotte Flair did not want WrestleMania to be her crowning moment. I guess we got that tonight. And Charlotte Flair put Bayley's title run under the dirt. And now I guess she's gonna walk into possibly WrestleMania as champion.
It's scheduled for one fall.
I'm gonna lost for
and
words.
It's for the WWE and WWE World Heavyweight Championships.
As you can see from Damian Priest, tonight he is not walking out with the Intercontinental Championship. As our rules state that if the mid-card champion has held the title for a minimum of 150 days, then they have the option to vacate the title for a World Championship opportunity. Damian Priest being the first man to capitalize on that opportunity, as he is taking a big risk here tonight. He walks out of, he wins tonight, he will possibly head to WrestleMania as the men's world champion. If he loses, he walks out with nothing. Gonna have to get through this man here, the Prince, the double champ, the men's world champion of Spirit Pro Wrestling. Balor, what a fighting champion he's been. He's already taken on the likes Drew McIntyre and Karrion Kross, and tonight Damian Priest is on the agenda.
Introducing the challenger from New York City, weighing in at 249 pounds, Damian Priest. And his opponent from Bray, County Wicklow, Ireland, weighing in at 190 pounds, the WWE Champion and the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Finn Balor.
Finn Balor about to put both championships on the line tonight. As he thought that he was going to walk into WrestleMania as the men's world champion, but Damian Priest is looking to put an end to that parade tonight. Basically cut in front of the line of a lot of people. The match is underway, but I mean, Damian Priest has got the opportunity to do that, especially because he earned the right to do so. Finn Balor, the current men's world champion, has held the title for 140 days when he defeated Gunther at SummerSlam. And Damian Priest, on the other hand, I mean, he's had his Intercontinental Championship run that he's held for about 196 days when he defeated Randy Orton at Vengeance, and then putting him away, for good, saying that he had retired Randy Orton at Hell in a Cell in that gruesome Hell in a Cell match that we saw back in October a couple months ago. Finn Balor just taking apart the announce table here. Damian Priest in trouble right now. It doesn't seem like he's getting much offense in here by the champion. Where Damian Priest rolls him back inside the ring to focus his onslaught. Let's put another collar and elbow tie up here. Our main event tonight taking place. Our next pay-per-view, our next PLE will be the No Way Out event. Would formally be Elimination Chamber, but in this case we call it No Way Out. It will take place on March the 27th of this year, and it will take place, of course, here on YouTube and posted on TikTok the day after. And you wonder who the world champion could be by that point. It could either be Damian Priest or Finn Balor. Goes for the attack there, and down goes the Prince. And he's just continuing to focus his attention onto Finn Balor and put as much damage as possible within the Damian Priest. Such a dangerous competitor to be around. Randy Orton unable to defeat him. A couple instances they've had their matches against Flair. So Damian Priest, his last title defense was against Santos Escobar. Oh my goodness, that stomp though last month before the Royal Rumble. So we eventually saw the whole thing that happened between him and Andrade. But right now, Finn Balor, and then Finn's last title defense was at the Rumble as well. It was at the Rumble when he faced off against Karrion Kross, who was the winner of that fatal four-way matchup from the Survivor Series team, and Raw got the victory. But right now, these two men is continuing to focus their attention on one another. Finn Balor in trouble right now as Damian Priest gets him back up to his feet here, uses the ropes to his advantage into a big boot there. Damian Priest as men's world champion. There's an interesting ring to it as Finn Balor hit the sling blade to make sure that that doesn't happen. A little slap to the chest there by the champion, and now just quick maneuvers there by Finn Balor. There's a reason that he's the world champion. And for the cover now is this it, and it's a kick out though by Priest. And Damian Priest with a stiff kick to the back there. And now you see him rolling inside the ring here. And Damian Priest is gloating to the crowd here right now. Just trying to make his intention known that he's looking to destroy Balor here. The referee had a 4 count though. Finn manages to get back inside the ring though. Manages to Irish whip into the ropes here. Balor though counters into the attack. Now Finn gets him back up onto his feet here. Finn Balor looking to capitalize. Irish whip into the corner. And now Finn looking to plant him with that drop kick. Bullet drop kick into the corner. And now Finn's got him right where he wants him. Sets him up for the coup de grace, and instead Damian Priest is going to take him south of heaven. Cover, is this it? Damian Priest, the new men's world champion, and instead Finn Balor is going to continue to fight. I don't know what he needs to do to finish him off right now, but it doesn't seem like Damian Priest is done with him just yet. Grabs him there up in the top and just inflicting as much damage as possible. Damian Priest just beating the ever-loving crap out of Finn Balor. An absolute onslaught here by the challenger. The now former Intercontinental Champion looking to seize his opportunity and go for another South of Heaven, it seemed, but I believe it was just going to go for a chokeslam. Finn Balor countered though with that attack, and now Finn gets him back up on his shoulders, into the attack there on the knees, into the chest. And Damian gets back up though, and instead trying to go for an attack. Finn Balor countered. And now Finn, Irish whips him to the outside. Nope, it seems there, into that arm drag by the challenger. And now Finn Balor, once again, another punch and a kick to the back and a drop kick there onto Damian Priest. And gets him back up here. Rolls him up here, goes for the cover. Is this it? Can he finish off Damian? And instead it's a kick out. What does he have to do to put him away here? Irish whips once again. And Damian Priest watching along. Finn Balor thinking of what his calculated move is going to be here, though. He goes for the drop kick onto Damian. And Finn Balor, what's he got in mind here? I think he's just really deciding on where he wants to go right now, whether if he wants to take the action to the outside or whether he wants to get back in this thing. So he's going to focus his attention on that announce table. Damian Priest, though, just too much of the bigger man for Finn Balor. Now Damian Priest. It does not look like a good position at all for the champion. Damian Priest, we're going to suplex him. Oh my goodness. I think that hurt Damian probably more than it did Finn, but they both felt the effects of it. And now throws Finn Balor back onto the inside. Damian Priest going for the cover here. Is this it? Can he put him away and become the men's world champion? And instead, Finn is going to kick out. Another attack here. And now just continuing to stomp on Finn Balor's carcass as much as he possibly can. And now Damian Priest again keeps Finn Balor's eyes away from his opposition. He knows that Finn moves around very quickly in the ring. Finn manages to escape there. And now Finn Balor goes for the attack, but instead Damian Priest countered with some elbows. And now Damian Priest is going to set him up here for... He's going to finish him off. That's Finn Balor. Down goes the champion, Damian Priest, to walk into WrestleMania with the title, and instead Finn Balor's gonna kick out. You see the desperation now on Damian Priest's face. He's willing to just do whatever it takes right now to put away the Prince. And now Damian is even willing to fly up high just to take him out. And Finn Balor sets up the challenger into the 1916. I don't think Damian is probably going to have much fight left in him right now. Goes for the cover. Is this it? And instead it's a kick out though once again. And if I were Finn Balor right now, what the hell could he possibly do at this point to put him away? And it looks like he's going to fly here and use the springboard. Use the ropes to his advantage is where he's most comfortable at. Takes him down there with a Russian leg sweep, I believe that's what it's called. And now Damian Priest again focuses his attention on Finn Balor. Now another stiff clothesline by the challenger. Damian Priest went for an attack, but Finn countered once again. A back elbow there by Damian. And now Damian Priest heads there and sets up for another crucifix, it seems, onto the champion. And instead, this might be it. Into the cover now. Damian Priest, your new champion, but Finn Balor continues to fight. What a matchup this is, ladies and gentlemen. What the hell? What the? Oh my God! Randy Orton, the Viper, the Apex Predator, immediately setting his sights on Damian Priest right now. We haven't seen Randy since Halloween Havoc, since October, when Damian Priest put him through that Hell in a Cell. He just caused possibly Damian Priest the matchup, costing him everything, took everything away from him, and now he's gonna do the same thing to Damian Priest. Cover now is the same. Finn Balor. No other option there for Damian Priest other than to take the fall as Finn retains the championship.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your Finn Balor.
What does this mean? Randy Orton just cost Damian Priest the opportunity to walk out as the World Heavyweight Champion of the men's division. But Finn Balor seems satisfied with this victory. What does this mean for both of them? And now Finn Balor continues his path to WrestleMania. We thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen, and we will see you next month for No Way Out. Good night, everyone.